as Todd Szegedy continues to hold the race lead. Good margin separating himself from Donnie Travlin in the 19, Kurt Brainerd in the 96.
And this would be the first time if Szegedy can hang on and somebody wins a 21 means 21 race and then goes on to win the feature. As you look at Chuck Doherty trying to put a move on Eddie Spires in car number 85. Ted Christopher, he got as far as 5th place and then hit a wall and really hasn't made any progress in the last 20 laps.
He's fallen back to the 9th position for Ted Christopher. Working the final stages of tonight's SK Modified feature event. It'll be 2 laps to go this time as the race leader exits turn 4. It's Todd Szegedy from 28th to 1st.
Remember, he is still unfamiliar with that race car. We'll see if that means anything in the final laps, because the driver of car number 19, he has raced that car all season. Szegedy is a stranger inside that number 20.
This could be the upset of the 2001 season to date. Lloyd Agor right there. It looks like another top 5 as the white flag is in the wind. 1 lap to go for the 20 of Todd Szegedy. Almost unheard of, starting way out back in the last row.
He started somewhere in a parking lot, 28th position. He's a 1 turn away from victory.
Off of turn number 4 for the final time, and the caution comes out. An incident down in turn number 2. Willie Hardy in car number 7 brings out the caution on the final lap. So we're going to have to go another lap to decide this one.
It'll be a green-white checker. I mean, Szegedy, he could almost start counting the squares on that checkered flag. He could start composing his victory speech, and now he's going to have to prove himself again over a 2-lap shootout.
So tough break for Willie Hardy. He was right back up into the top 10, running with Ted Christopher in car number 13. When he ran around over in turn number 2, something the driver of car number 7 did not need as far as the championship standings, and he got together with the 85.
Payback?
Eddie Spires. Remember, those two got together last week.
Well, a tough break for Hardy, but an even tougher break for Todd Szegedy, because let's face it, Kyle, he had this race won, and perhaps some words to say, and we hear that it's a black flag of Eddie Spires.
So tough break for Willie Hardy, and Eddie Spires will be black flagged and will have to go to the rear of the pack for this restart with 2 laps to go in this feature event for the SK Modifieds. Late model points leader Jim Peterson took advantage of Ryan Pisacco's misfortune to take the checkered flag in the extra distance late model 50-lap feature. Pisacco, who led for much of the race, developed a flat tire under a late race caution that ended his chances at a victory. Despite starting 15th, Peterson moved through the field steadily and passed Larry Vassar on lap 44 for second, before inheriting the race lead from Pisacco on lap 46. Peterson would have to prove his merit upon a lap 49 restart and a green-white checker finish, but was able to hold off Vassar and Jay Stewart over the final 2 laps to earn his 3rd victory of the 2001 season. Bill Davis and Cliff Stakey rounded out the top 5. Peterson's win put him 2nd on the all-time Stafford Motor Speedway win list.
Now, you started 15th. You had your work cut out for you tonight, but you had 50 laps. How did you get to the front?
Just bided my time, and actually I followed Jay through most of the field, and the opportunity came, and I got by Jay, and then we just picked them off as we could.
Those late race cautions really helped you out. I think I saw a 3-wide pass going on over there for the lead towards the end.
Yeah, towards the end of the race, everybody tries to make up as much ground as they could, and we stuck it out there. The car stuck. Crew did an awesome job tonight. Pettit Horsepower, Johnson Chassis, CNS Engineering, Enfield Street, Arco. I got everybody here. C&R Transmission, Century Services, Northeast Restorations. Just couldn't do it without all them guys.
Now, we didn't get to talk to Ryan Pisacco. Did you see what happened to him there? He had a heck of a race going. You were charging from the back, but he was willing to hold that front spot. Yeah,
you know, he was a little bit loose, and when we got on the outside of him, he pushed me up a little bit, and we were able to get by him, and from there on, I was just looking for the checker.
Back to green after the 6th caution of the event involving Eddie Spires and Willie Hardy. The youngsters, the lead the veterans, down into turn number 1.
But the beneficiaries of that last caution could be the men in the 2nd row, Brainerd and Agor.
Zeggy gets the jump, and now Travelin has to deal with Kurt Brainerd in the 96. Lloyd Agor in a 22 right there in fourth as they head off of turn number 4 off the corner. A white flag this time for car number 20. Todd Zegedy receives the white flag this time.
But Zegedy has been in this position before tonight, and a yellow flag ruined his victory party. Look at Agor moving to third place. Things could get tight over the final lap.
He's in the top 3 every week, and he's trying to get that position off of turn number 4. Back down to the line, Todd Zegedy, the upset of the year so far, takes down the race win. Started 28th, got the race lead with about 5 laps to go, and he is heading to victory lane.
What a story. He started 28th in the field. So he started somewhere near Crystal Lake, Kyle. And he took the lead with about 10 to go. And although he never drove that car before, it didn't take him long to learn.
Kurt Brainerd had a good run, finished in 6th, gained a spot on that last restart. And look who's third. The 22 of Lloyd Agor for like the 5th week in a row, a top 3 finish.
As far as the big picture is concerned, Lloyd Agor might have had the best night of all because the 2 point leaders, Eric Burr had trouble. The number 2 man in points, Ted Christopher, had trouble. And the man who never seems to have trouble is Agor. And even though we don't know what the final point standings will be after tonight's race, things will look good for Lloyd Agor.
So now we're going to head down to victory lane and hear from the race winner, the driver of car number 20, the Tryon Construction entry for Todd Zegedy.
Let's hear it now as Todd Zegedy gets out of the car and finds himself in CarQuest victory lane here at Jack Arute Stafford Motor Speedway. Todd, come on around. You know, it seems like we've done this before. As a matter of fact, I think we've just created history. Another thing for the history books here at Stafford Motor Speedway. You won the Coors Light 21 means 21 feature, and now you find yourself winning the main feature. Congratulations.
I never could imagine it. I mean, I did this one other time at Thompson. We came from 34th to win, and I tell you what, the car was great. We got pretty hot there in the beginning. I started getting really worried, and I didn't know if it was going to make it, man. But I tell you what, it held on. The guys did a hell of a job putting this car back together. You know, I mean, we banged it up. We had to replace the left side spindle, and the whole right side had to be replaced. The guys did a great job. You know, I'd like to thank everybody that helped out. You know, it's been great.
Now, when I was looking at the lineup, you weren't even on my lineup because you qualified through the 21 means 21 feature. Tell me what your thoughts are about that feature and how it allows you to advance onto the main feature.
Well, it gave me some pretty good experience, and you know, I haven't run the SK in all year, and you know, running the tour car, it's a lot different driving style. You know, it's definitely a lot easier to run these than it is a tour car. You know, you can really beat on these cars. The tour car, you're lucky, and if you're really pushing at full speed, you're lucky if you're going to get good 10 laps out of it. So, you know, it's just a big transaction. The 21 lap race helped me transact, you know, the way I wanted to.
Kurt Brainerd taking this number 96 to 2nd place finish, not bad.
Not bad. I'd like to thank all the kids at Jack Arute's Kids Club. They cheered me on to win. They wanted me to win tonight. I did everything I could. Came up 1 short, but I appreciate their cheers.
Now let's talk about this feature. There were a lot of wrecks out there. What was the key? I mean, obviously your veteran experience really paid off out there.
Well, as usual, you have to be there at the end to you know, to place, and you just have to keep your eyes up and looking down the track early on in the race especially. You know, there was a lot of aggression out there tonight, and you knew there was going to be trouble. You just had to lay back for a while and take advantage of it.
I have to say, on that last green-white checker finish there, you were tapping on his back bumper. You didn't take him out. You raced him clean, but you must have been feeling pretty anxious.
I was, but, you know, if you can spin somebody out and pass him, what's that prove? It doesn't prove anything. So, you know, I'm trying to pass him clean, and maybe if we had a few more laps, we could have done something, but who knows?
Lloyd, you've been Mr. Consistency this year. You put on a heck of a show for us here tonight.
Yeah, all we need is a break, really. Tonight we went through hell, and, you know, we come back to finish third. We grabbed it there on the last lap. Car was better tonight than it's been the last 2 weeks, so I think we're getting it back to where it needs to be. I lost my front bumper early, and that devastated me. Some of these guys just jerk you around a little too much, and without that, you can't show them any respect back. So that's just the way it goes. I mean, we're overjoyed with third tonight. Big night for points. That's what it's all about.
This is Kyle Krrickey for Matt Buckler saying good night from Jack Arute Stafford Motor Speedway. See you next week for more Stafford SK Modified Racing.